Forewarned weather with Ashlee Baracy.
Well, we did have a spectacle in the sky last night, twofold, starting with the supermoon, and that was the second night in a row that we were able to see the supermoon at its biggest and brightest phase. This was the biggest and brightest supermoon of the year, so hopefully you're able to see it. If not, here's a fantastic MyPic photo that came in from Michael in West Bloomfield. Thank you to Michael. He always sends in great shots, and you can do the same. You can upload these photos via MyPics on clickondetroit.com or a Forewarned Weather app. So we had that second night of the supermoon, and then we also had a G3 geomagnetic storm, which brought the northern lights to southeastern Michigan, viewable to the naked eye, but also very vibrant with your camera. And this one sent in from Chris Ann's in Wixom, where you see the green and the red. So beautiful sight there. Clear skies allowed for this photo from Joanne in Dexter. She sent us two, so you can see more of that off on the horizon. So if you were able to snap a picture of the supermoon or the northern lights, please upload it via MyPics, and we'll continue to show it here on Local 4. Weather story as we look ahead. So today's calm, seasonal. We get some sunshine, so no complaints, and definitely not as windy as what we've been. But we do have more widespread rain arriving with some windier conditions for your Friday. We're going to time that out right here in just a moment. But I do want to talk about how we have multiple precipitation chances, and I don't say multiple rain chances because one of those chances could be changing over to snow. So we have a wintry weekend ahead. It will be our first taste of winter, not just because of the chance for snow, but also because of an Arctic blast that's going to take us into early next week. And it's chilly now, but not as cold as what's going to be by Monday morning. 36 degrees at City Airport. We have 21 in Ann Arbor, 27 in Port Huron, and 30 in Adrian. So your bus stop forecast for the day, well, we start with sunshine, cool start around the freezing mark as kids are standing waiting to be picked up. Make sure they have that thicker coat on. And then by afternoon, drop off 52 degrees, and we'll call it partly cloudy at that point. Tonight, mostly cloudy, so we get that blanket of cloud cover rolling in ahead of the rain. That'll keep those temperatures a little milder tonight, not quite as chilly, but we will turn breezier, so those gusts will be reaching about 20 miles per hour. As we look ahead today, dry as you see with increasing clouds later in the day, but by 6:30 that line of rain stretches from the thumb towards Lansing and starts to sink across southeastern Michigan just in time for the morning rush hour drive. Here's a snapshot between 8 and 9 a.m. But the back edge of that, the clearing edge, will be out of here by 11 a.m. So the lunch hour we turn drier. We'll peel back some of those clouds later in the day, but we could see some rain redevelop late Friday night into Saturday, and that kind of starts these off and on chances through the weekend, but more prominent by the time we get to Sunday. So first cold front affects us tomorrow. Then we have the stronger low, and the track of this will fluctuate a little bit, but if we're on the northern tier, you get more snow compared to south of the low. This right here putting it right over southeastern Michigan. So I do believe that the rain late Saturday night and Sunday morning changes over to a wintry mix throughout the morning. You can see some wet snowflakes falling, and as we cool off later in the day, that's going to be more of a snow event Sunday with lake effect bands that will persist heading into your Monday. Speaking of Monday morning, we're waking up to feels like temperatures between 10 to 20 degrees. So there's that Arctic blast, and get used to it into Tuesday morning as well, but then we finally start to rebound next week. So for Sunday, Monday, highs only in the 30s, but we're back into the 40s by the middle of next week.
Forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
Spoiler alert, here it is.
I guarantee you that between Ashley, this one, and my wife, they'd have it decorated in 2 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't take 20
Oh
minutes.
my gosh.
We put our skills to the test not that long ago.
We did.
That's why I'm complimenting you. I'm telling
Thank
you.
you.
killed
Yeah,
it.
we
Those
were
are
all
good.
just talking. We're ready to
Motivated.
put those trees up in our houses this weekend.
You guys are all very festive. Blue, red, green, and here I am, the Grinch.
No,
With
Purple.
I would be more Grinchy with the green. But
I know.
You're like, I know, yeah. I was thinking
Okay,
that
how real is this whole snow thing? I've been hearing you talk about it, but I'm like, it's going to be a blowing
here to
flurry.
explain it, Rhonda? We live in Michigan.
I know.
November, and we do average snowfall in November, so this isn't out of the question.
Yeah.
I do think snow is looking much more probable for the weekend. Just how much are we going to get is the big question. The
Right.
ground is not frozen yet, so you're going to
Yes.
see melting in the onset.
She's saying no. You're going to have to change it now.
Well, I don't make the weather.
Rhonda has spoken.
Is it going to stick to the grass?
I think in some places it will.
Wow.
But yeah, we have to see the track of this, and yeah, but we need to really be in that 48-hour window to really dictate like how much snow we're going to see. So
Okay.
there's still a little question mark, but will you see flakes flying? Yes. Especially that flake.
I was saving that for you. I was just being nice to you today.
See, I have to like beat you to the punch. I have to win at your own game. All right, weather story. Some more widespread rain in the forecast heading into your Friday. So we're still going to be above the freezing mark, and that will result in wet weather as we round out the work week. Now we have a wintry weekend ahead. It's our first taste of winter. Not just because of the precipitation, but also because of the Arctic air that's going to build in, and that takes us into early next week. So we do have a chance for flurries. It'll probably start as more of a wet snowflake, wet wintry mix before changing over to those flurries and the blast of colder air. We have plenty of sunshine to start the day. That sticks around for the day, and then a few more clouds mix in the afternoon hours. But 34 right now at Metro Airport, 22 in Ann Arbor, 27 in Lapeer, and 28 down into Monroe. So very chilly temperatures across town, especially when you compare it to where we were this time yesterday. 53 degrees will be the afternoon high, right on par with seasonal highs, but that's cooler than where we've been. But we're not as windy today, so that does make a difference too. And you pair it with the sunshine. I mean, boy, it was just blustery and gloomy yesterday, but 53 for the high today, and we get a dose of sunshine before those clouds mix in come tonight. So 40 degrees for the overnight low, thanks to a blanket of cloud cover, keeping us a little warmer through the overnight, but then the wind will pick up again. 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts through the overnight hours. So let's zip through the timeline here as we have increasing clouds this afternoon ahead of the rainmaker. A line of showers from the Thumb to Lansing, probably before daybreak tomorrow, but then that sinks in right around sunrise and beyond. So I think that morning rush hour drive will be a wet one. Set your alarm clocks early tomorrow. Give yourself a few extra minutes on the roads. Cut down those speeds. No cruise control tomorrow morning. But it's rather short-lived. It's out of here before we even get to the lunch hour, and then we'll spend the second half of your Friday dry. However, we do start to pick up a couple little scattered showers early Saturday, and that begins more of an on and off pattern for the weekend, but a more potent low for Sunday. Let me illustrate it for you. So here's that first cold front that brings the Friday morning rain. Then that little brown disturbance you saw brings the spotty chances. Now I'm going to start the clock at, I would say, 2 a.m. Sunday, that low pressure over southeastern Michigan, and that's when we start to see the rain changing over to some wet snowflakes. Mixture across the area, and then as the cooler air sinks in later on Sunday, this will mainly be more of a flurry event, and those lake effect snow bands will persist Monday, maybe even into Tuesday. So even if we get some sunshine mixing in, I'm not going to rule off some of those bands working their way across southeastern Michigan. Wind chill forecast Monday will probably be more of the headline at that point because we'll be past the first wet snowflakes. It's going to be, feels like temperatures 10 to 15 degrees across town. And then you look at Tuesday and it's not a whole lot better, feeling more like 15 to 20 degrees at the bus stop come Tuesday morning. So I just look at it as it's getting us ready for the holiday season. The tree lighting 15 days away, 21 days until Thanksgiving, 49 until Christmas, and 56 until New Year's Day. This 7-day forecast showing that we will have a little bump in temperatures tomorrow, 59 with that rain likely. We fall 10 degrees going into Saturday, another 10 degrees going into Sunday, and those overnight lows will be in the 20s with highs only in the upper 30s come Sunday and even Monday of next week.